Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. Hopefully today's video is a moderately quick one, but I wanted to do my artwork appreciation video for the latest set that came out in Japan, and the set is called Stellar Miracle. It's not a particularly strong set, but I have managed to pick out my favourite artworks, and these are my personal opinions, so it doesn't matter if they don't agree with other people. This is my opinion, so it's just a bit of nonsense. So I've picked out these cards here are the not quite in the top 10s, but they're ones that I picked out as artwork that I particularly appreciated in no particular order. So I've picked out Oswaldo Cato doing Electabuzz, and I like the simplicity of it and the lighting. Very nicely done card. The next card is Tiger Kasai, who I am collecting. So they haven't done many cards yet. Actually, what I'll do is I'll take these out of the frosted sleeves because we need to see them properly. So, yep, it's quite flat. There's not a lot of contouring going on in the colouring of this, but that's just their style. So. And I do like their style. They did a Breloom. They did the Greninja, of course, that they got high placement in the illustration competition. So let's take a Kasai. There's a lot of bias here because they're artists that I collect, and the reason that is that I collect artists I appreciate. So I collect Aspara, for example. So this is Aspara doing Raboot, and it's quite simple. Nice angle from above. Strong shadow on the ground, just nicely done. Didn't make my top 10, but I think it's a nice card. This is a Tortuga by Takashi Shiraishi. Shiraishi, sorry, I've got that wrong. Shiraishi. I just like the flow of it. Yeah. It's nicely done. Underwater scenes are always good Pokemon cards, but nicely done. That's Tortuga. I also like the Caracosta, which I think I said in my last video on this when I was doing the box opening, reminded me of early Koiki Saito art, but this artist is Lini. It's quite Western cartoon style. Caracosta, but I like it, and the background's good as well. So next up we have Hyogonosuke doing Double, and not a big fan of Double particularly, but it's a simple card, and nice mountain background with snowy mountains, a bit of grass underneath. Just a well-drawn card. It's nothing too exciting, but it's very nice. Right, the next one is Kochihachi, and this is the Marowak. I don't know this artist particularly well, so I can't, at all. And I have a feeling I've seen them do something else before, but I haven't looked into it. But anyway, I collect Marowak, so that came to my attention. But I do like the heavy contrast on this. And it's very stylized, but the mood of it is quite nice. That very harsh light coming through. Yeah. We have Fusei here. I collect Fusei, and yeah, it's simple. It's probably a little bit forgettable, but it's very cleanly done. Very accurately done. This is obviously Rhydon, and yeah, it's a nice piece of cartoon art. It's not hugely memorable, but it's very well done. Right, we have Matazo here. I love their art, but I'm not a huge fan of this card. It's okay. It's interesting they've done the foiling on the Noctowl so that it sort of shines in the way it does. Yeah, it's interesting. I will have to give it some more time because, yeah, I like that. I like that. But as I say, these aren't making my top 10, but these are all notable cards. Now, this is Takeshi Nakamura, and I do not like this Pokemon, Duraludon. Duraludon? Why does that not sound right? It is Duraludon. Yes, it is Duraludon. It looks like a big Pez dispenser to me. But they've painted it very nicely. Really soft tones in that background sky. Beautifully done. So what could they have done with this thing? Yeah, they've done as good a job as I suspect anyone can do with Duraludon. So nicely done. Similar sort of story for this one. This is Tonji Matsuna. Suna or Suna? I can't. My eyesight isn't going to... I think it's Matsuna. I can't see whether that's an O or an A at the end. I think it's Matsuno, isn't it? Matsuno. Apologies if I'm wrong. Now, Kling Klang. You can't really do a lot with Kling Klang, but they've done an incredibly accurate, clean, defined piece of metalwork here. Does it stand out from other previous Kling Klang cards? I'm not sure anything can, but this is really, really well painted. It's a tough ask to do Kling Klang, and that's a good piece of painting. Next up we have Ukcheke, and this is Swaylot. I do like Swaylot a lot. Swaylot. In a junkyard, strong lighting, typical Ukcheke, deco style. Flat panels of colour. It's very good. Kazumi, or Scav, as he's called now. I just liked it. I like the sort of exaggerated fisheye of the sky, which is a big stream. It's less of a curve, more of a sort of straight in. I just like the lighting on this and the mood of it. It's nothing that exciting. The next card that I've chosen is this one, which is the Clang, and this is by Mina Nakai. Again, it suffers from that problem of what can you really do with that Pokemon, no matter how good an artist you are. But they've taken Clang, they've put it up on a bit of piping with some steam in a sort of factory setting. It's just well done. It's not very exciting, but then you can't do exciting with that whole line. Next up is, let me just rearrange that. Next up is this one, and this is Mian Shao by Minaminame Take, who I think is a good artist working at the moment. It's not my favourite piece they've done. I'm a big Mian Shao fanboy. Yeah, I love their stuff. I love this Pokemon. Both line, and they've never really had, until we had the Akitsu character rare or art rare or whatever it's called. We hadn't had a good card. Oh, actually, the Akitsu earlier one as well. But yeah, there aren't. I did a video about Mian Shao and Mian Fu, and if you go and see it, you'll see how poor most of the cards are, or very boring. But this is quite nice. Bit different with the using purple in the background like that. But it didn't break my top 10. And the same can be said of the Mienfu. Even though Korea is an artist I am very fond of and I collect their work, I don't like the colours used in the background. I like the Mienfu, very dramatic pose, quite flat in the way that it's coloured. But the background, I don't like the colour tones. It looks a bit like puke to me. So those are all the cards that I thought were noteworthy. There may be some others, but those were the particularly noteworthy ones that I found that didn't quite make my top 10. So, in 10th place, I have gone for Rianti Hidayat. in a sort of Okacheke style. Toge de Maru, and I like it. Good composition, quite simple. The colours are all a bit muted. There's no, the flowers are not a bright colour, but it's nicely done. So that was number 10. In 9th place, I have gone for Kodama, doing Raging Bolt, which is incredibly dramatic and a bit over the top in the chaos that is going on. But I love the low camera angle, and I mean, it has the advantage of having this lovely design on the card that makes them very dramatic. It's a very silly looking Pokemon, but the cards it gets tend to be very good. So that is a really nice dramatic card, and that came in 9th on my list. In 8th place, I have gone for Takumi Wada, who has painted Melmetal, and to do them inside this sort of abandoned factory with the skylights and how that lighting plays on the reflections on Melmetal is really clever. Very good artist. Difficult subject matter. I don't find Melmetal an appealing Pokemon as a design, but they've done a really good job there. So that's good. Sorry, this video is longer than I expected it to be, but tough if you're still here. If you're not, doesn't matter. Right, I've done, so that was 10, 9, 8. This is my 7th favourite card, I think, and this is Goto Minori. Bit left field choice, but I like the fact they've pushed this to the extreme of what cartoon style can be in the choices of colour with the sky and Veluza's fins and this character in the back. I've forgotten what his name is. It's goodness me, I can't remember. Kofu? Maybe Kofu. I may be misremembering that. It's a long time since I played the game. Yeah, I think that's just a very well done. Veluza is not an easy Pokemon to make appealing because nobody, very irritating Pokemon in the game, it's always sneaking up on you in a sort of suicidal way. But it's a nice piece of artwork, that. Next up, I have gone for another Ukacheke, and this is the Milcery, which I particularly like the colour choices for this. It's quite a plain card. There's no organic matter in it, I don't think, or a suggestion of it on a hillside there, but it's just the colour choices here are really good. Really, really good, and it makes for a very interesting card, even though Milcery is a very uninteresting, blank-eyed, soulless Pokemon. So, yep. Okacheki, great artist. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Right, top 5. In 5th place, this is Tomomi Ozaki doing Pancham. And I am biased because I adore Pancham. And in Japanese it's Yanchamu or Yancham. I never know whether they drop what we would see as a final vowel on the... Anyway, we're going off topic. This is Pancham, and very, very good. I mean, it's simple-ish, but that's drama. It's very accurately done. It's got real passion in it, and I love the varying greens in the background. Yeah, excellent card. So that was 5. In 4th place, there's a lot of bias here, of course, because these are all artists that I'm somewhat obsessed with. Uninori, I am somewhat obsessed with. And this is Tornadus, and is just great. Good, bold pen work, colouring. The angle and placement of Tornadus in the shot is just great. They're vile Pokemon. I really don't like the genies, any of the 4 of them. They're very silly looking. I remember when they first appeared in Gen 5, it kind of set me against the whole Gen 5 thing because they just seemed so stupid. And then you've got the Therian forms with this one's got a sort of, is this the one that's like a chicken or something? It's just awful. They are awful. Oh, yeah. No, it's a cat. No, don't know. Don't remember what this one's form is in Therian form. But however, over the years, I've come to appreciate them, and they're not as bad as Inamoros. So that was that. And in third place, I have gone for Arita doing Rhyperia. Arita is obviously my favourite artist in the TCG, and he has done great work here. He's done Rhyperia before, and I liked his previous Rhyperia, which was from Burning Shadows, or I think maybe, or Crimson Invasion, somewhere around that time. I don't know. It was in the Sun and Moon era. Anyway, I prefer this one. It's very clean, sharp Arita artwork. He knows how to put a card together, angle, light, composition and execution. Yeah, he's a great artist. And in second place, I have gone for Rika doing a Raboot. I collect Rika as well, and this is just lovely. It's like a children's book illustration. Do I like Raboot? Not particularly. Bit silly with this sort of like turtleneck jumper thing going on. But I think that is brilliant. Beautiful detail in the background, but excellent card. So that is my second favourite card. And obviously my favourite card is Arita again. Crabominable. The Crabominable Snowman. And that is perfection, really. Absolutely wonderful. And having it as such a silvery, white-out snow blizzard type thing is so dramatic. What a card. And it really just highlights what an amazing artist Arita is. Not just in how he paints, but his thought process behind constructing the card is just genius. So there you go. It was nearly 20 minutes, sorry, but that's me wittering on about my favourite art in the latest set.